Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're going to talk about Doctor Who, and my thoughts are, what are your thoughts on the modern series at this point? Do you want the show to take a hiatus? Are you ready for it? Do you think it needs a hiatus? Do you think it needs a short hiatus, like 1 or 2 years? Do you think it needs a long hiatus, like 5 years, 7 years, 10 years? Or do you think it should continue with Russell at the helm? Give him a new chance. Let him bring in a new doctor. Give him a couple more seasons to see if he can turn it around. Or have you lost faith in Russell and think maybe it could work with a new showrunner? J. Michael Straczynski, for example. I personally think he would be good on the show. I love Babylon 5, and I've heard Sense8 is great. Do you think he could turn it around? Do you think another producer could step in and turn the show around? Or are you just at the point where you just don't trust anyone with Doctor Who anymore? Unless they give it to like Philip Hinchcliffe or something. Bring in Philip Hinchcliffe to consult. Bring in Andrew Cartmel to consult. What would you like to see done? Or do you just have faith that no one can make good Doctor Who in 2025? That the show just needs a break? We need just where we are in pop culture right now. We don't need any Doctor Who. This is a tough one for me. I'm fine if the show continues. I don't know if I want Russell to be doing it. And the RTD era hasn't been completely bad. Series 1 was a mixed bag. It had some strong episodes. It had some god-awful episodes. Series 2 was, for the most part, pretty consistently strong, like B-tier strong. Nothing S-tier in Season 2, but solid B-tier stories, maybe some C-tier stuff with a dreadful finale. Reality War is one of the worst Doctor Who episodes ever made. It just is. Dreadful how it ended. It was a mess. But most of the series up to that point, well, up to Wishworld, really. I didn't like Wishworld much either. Consistently enjoyable. Those are really the only two what I'd call bad episodes. Up to that, I thought we had a pretty good run. Especially the first 5 episodes. I think that's a pretty solid B-tier for the most part run. And then I even think Series 1 had a couple S-tier stories with 73 Yards and Dot and Bubble, which I'm both very fond of. So it's not that I think the newest era has been a complete letdown. Plus the 60th specials were enjoyable, especially Wild Blue Yonder. And even The Giggle had a very epic feel to it. So I don't know, though, if I want Russell to do more. I'd love to get some new blood in there. I'd love for J. Michael Straczynski to get in there. I truly would. I don't know if they would let an American produce the show, which is ridiculously silly in my opinion. But I think he'd be a great fit for it. I know he's a Doctor Who fan. At least he comes across to me as a Doctor Who fan. I'd be okay with them taking a break, though, if they took a hiatus. Because I think it would be like 89. I don't think we would get an official cancellation. I think they'd just go quiet. I don't think they would officially say it's over, because that would take an admission of something being wrong, an admission of guilt. And I don't feel like anyone at the BBC has the dignity to do that. I don't feel like there's a single person there who would be willing to admit wrongdoing. They don't strike me as the kind of people who take accountability very well. So I think that there would be no official cancellation. I think it would just be like in 89. I think it would just be on hiatus with nothing really being said until everybody just kind of caught on that it's done. Now, the future with Disney, I don't know. I know everybody says it's over, it's done, it's gone. But I really think everyone's going to wait until the war between the land and the sea before a decision is made, before anyone says anything. Now, maybe it's over and done, and they just don't want to officially say that because the war between the land and the sea still needs to air, which hopefully will air sometime this year. I can see them pushing it to next year. I can see that being a thing that happens. I don't think they're going to say anything officially until that airs, because that's part of the Disney deal, and they probably don't want to hurt viewership for that spinoff, which I can tell you flat out I have zero interest in. I don't even know if I'll watch The War Between the Land and the Sea. I may watch it just for YouTube channel purposes, I have zero desire to watch it. Zero interest in it at all. Of all the spinoffs they could have done in Doctor Who, this is the stupidest one. You could have done another Torchwood, which they probably wouldn't because of John Barrowman. You could have done another spinoff in the vein of Sarah Jane Adventures with Ace, and people would have been interested in that. You could have done the Paul McGann spinoff that we've been screaming for 12 years, and that would have been popular. I feel like you could have done an anthology series with Doctor Who villains or Doctor Who companions or both. I think that would have went well, kind of like a Twilight Zone anthology, but with Doctor Who villains and stuff. There'd be a great chance for some of these villains to win and appear badass because the Doctor's not there to stop them. Imagine the Daleks having a story without the Doctor there to stop them. That could make them look terrifying again. Same thing with the Weeping Angels or something like that. Or, even something like the Primoids from Inferno. Imagine these classic villains with the Doctor not there, and they could win. I would like that. That way, when they show up in the series proper again, they seem a little more threatening. I want a series where the Daleks, when you really get a reminder of how deadly the Daleks are and the threat that they make. I want to see a story where the Daleks just win, where they kill everyone, just because it recreates that sense of how deadly they are. When the Daleks show up every time and the Doctor wins and beats them, especially if they're showing up a lot, they lose their credibility. You're like, oh, it's the Daleks again. Yeah, the Doctor will stop them. You need something to come across as a legitimate threat. Where's that spinoff? Of course, you could have also given me a sitcom about the Daleks having a family life with a Papa Dalek, a Mama Dalek, Kid Daleks. I don't know why, that'd just be hilarious to me. If you just completely lent into the tongue-in-cheek nature of it, kind of like the Dinosaurs TV show from the 90s, and you just completely leaned into the ridiculous nature of it, I'd have a ball with that. Instead, we're getting the war between the lands and the sea, and I could not, care less. Will I watch it? Maybe. Just for the channel. If you guys really want me to watch it, but I'm going to be sitting here the whole time going, who knows, maybe it'll surprise me. Maybe it'll be good. I could be wrong. I haven't seen it. But I have no interest going into it. I'm not really a big fan of 2020's Unit, to be honest with you. Because it seems like the only thing you have to be recruited into Unit now is either really young or someone who traveled with the Doctor or met the Doctor at some point, and then you're in. I love seeing all the memes about children being recruited by Unit by Kate Stewart. It's so funny on Twitter. It's so funny. Hey, 14? Welcome to Unit. I much prefer old school Unit. I really do. They weren't ridiculous. Also, I want to know where Malcolm and Osgood are. They need to bring Malcolm and Osgood back. But as for Doctor Who, we're still getting the collection sets. I believe they commissioned all 26 seasons. And we know they're banking stuff. We know they filmed stuff for box sets that haven't come yet. So I'm pretty certain we're going to get all 26 seasons. That's my main concern. Hopefully we'll still get more animations. We know earlier in the year they were supposed to be hammering out a new deal for animations. Hopefully that goes through, so we'll not only get more animations for these releases, but that can go on the collection proper when they come out. Then we can get those 60s collection box sets out as well. Those are my main concern. As long as those keep chugging along, I'm a happy Doctor Who fan. Of course, maybe some new 8th Doctor audios, of course, would be nice. But as long as we're getting these, I'm a happy camper. The modern series, I don't know. I feel like it peaked early. I feel like the first 5 series were really the height of modern Doctor Who, the height of its popularity. Although, to be honest, Doctor Who was really popular through the 50th, so that would be series 6 and 7. It really seemed like during the Capaldi era it went down. I really think a lot of the younger generation weren't quite ready for an older Doctor yet. Which is a shame, because Capaldi's great, and Capaldi's definitely been reevaluated by the fandom since. He's one of the most popular modern doctors. He's one of the most popular doctors. Rightfully so. Great actor. And good doctor. But I felt like at the time, people might not have been ready for an older doctor. They're used to the more dashing, handsome doctors. So I'm sure maybe a lot of the female population were like, but he's old. Maybe they reacted like Clara did, to be honest. Maybe the companion's supposed to be the gateway for us as the audience. Clara, who supposedly fancied him, is like, but he's old now. What? Oh no, I don't know if I can be with you anymore, doctor. Even though she's like seeing all of the doctors, every face, and then that's so weird how that worked. But it seemed like the popularity when Doctor Who went from mainstream back to being more of a niche thing, because there was a few years there, especially in the Matt Smith era, when Doctor Who really took off, especially like here in the States. And you could have a conversation about it with someone on the street, and it was so weird and great. I mean, I got dates because I was a Doctor Who fan. You know, I had people I dated because one of the reasons is we watched Doctor Who. We were both into Doctor Who. And it was neat for those few years during Matt Smith's run and early Capaldi's run, really maybe 2010 through like 2014, 15, when Doctor Who really hit mainstream during his 50th, and just, it was fantastic. But during the Capaldi era, and I'd say this even before Whittaker got in there, it really started sliding back into more of that niche audience. Because the show can only run so long before it just starts losing steam, where it starts becoming, oh, that's an older show now. It's run 20 seasons. It's an older show or something like that. I mean, the show's been around 20 years, the modern show. It hasn't run 20 seasons because unlike the classic series, the modern series has to take years off because they get tired. Classic Who didn't have to do that. We had the 18-month hiatus, but we still had a season in 85. We still had a season in 86. Whereas the modern series, of course, you have to have those break seasons because they don't make people like they used to. That, and there probably is a lot more post-work, to be honest. Listening to Ncuti Gatwa talk about how he left the role because he was tired, even though he's like the third youngest actor to ever play the part or something like that. He's like 32. Meanwhile, William Hartnell, who's in his mid-50s, and a hard mid-50s, they have to practically force him out. I'm fine either way. Whatever happens with modern Doctor Who, I don't think I'm going to lose sleep over it. I think if the show is done, I'll be fine with that as long as I'm still getting my Classic Who stuff. Although I think that's a dreadful cliffhanger to leave it on with Billie Piper. That's a terrible way to end. You need to at least do one more special where you resolve that and don't make her the 16th Doctor, because that's just stupid. Creative bankruptcy. The most creative bankruptcy I have ever seen in Doctor Who ever. Ever. And I've seen every episode of the show. The missing episodes via telestat reconstruction animation. But taking that into account, I've seen every episode. Creative bankruptcy at its worst. Or at its best, depending on how you look at it. It's creative bankruptcy. Just the worst bit of creative bankruptcy I've ever seen. Dreadful. So they might need to resolve that. But other than that, if the show is done, I think I'm fine. If it continues on, I'll give it a shot. I mean, even if it's with Russell, because again, I haven't hated season 1 and 2. They haven't been absolutely dreadful. Some episodes in them have, but not the seasons as a whole. So I'll give it a chance. If it's a new, if they completely redo it, new Doctor, new TARDIS, new production team, if they pretty much try to do a page 1 soft reboot, basically like the 2005 episode of Rose was. We start off, we don't even explain the regeneration, we just start off with the 16th Doctor in the TARDIS, brand new everything, brand new companion. I'm fine. I can roll with that too. But yeah, if it's done, then it's done. I've still got my collection sets coming out. Long as I get some updated effects for Resurrection of the Daleks, I'm a happy camper. I don't think that's asking much. So I want to know what you think about all of this and the hiatus. Are you done with the show? Are you willing to see it come back, but only under certain circumstances? What would you like the show to do from here on out? What do you want from Doctor Who moving forward? Comment down below. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to click the like button, the subscribe button as well. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. There is a link down there for that. I also have a P.O. box if you'd like to send me anything to look at and review. I love getting fan mail. It makes my day. I also have a link to my Amazon wishlist down there. I have a link to my Amazon UK wishlist down there. They have Doctor Who and non-Doctor Who stuff on there. If you want to see some other stuff I'd be interested in getting, I'd love to get a Tom Baker scarf. I'm so jealous of Paul's, one of my fellow YouTube buddies. Paul Who got him a fantastic looking Doctor Who scarf. I want a Doctor Who scarf now. All of that's down there in the description. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons: Colin Coney, Finn Perkins, Sam Venning, and Unknown289. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons and my YouTube members. It's much appreciated. Most importantly, thank you for watching.